Hi everyone, very good morning, good evening. Welcome back to ITOM batch 3, day 24. How are you doing guys today?
You're doing good.
Yes, Ajay, doing good.
How was your weekend guys? Not good?
Yeah, it was good. How about you?
Okay, thank you. So I think, yeah, let's get started. So before again going to be start the today's sessions, do you have any questions from the last covered topics related to patterns, modifications, applications pattern or extension pattern or anything which we have covered till now? Okay, if no questions, I think let's get moved to the next things. So today we are going to be discuss about the two things, the network or router discovery or VMware discovery basically, right? So I don't have any IP for VMware, but yeah, I will showcase you how that will work basically, right? So let's get started. Let me share my screen. Okay, I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes. Ajay, what day is this?
Sorry, Farida.
What day is this?
This is 24, day
Day
24.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So again, before proceeding to that thing, guys, do you remember what is required, what prereq required for the network type of device discovery? What is a port required first of all? Anyone remember? Which port is required for network or router discovery as a prereq?
Is it 161?
Mm, yes, this is 161. What type of protocol that is using?
SNMP?
Okay. Are you able to telnet or yes, are you able to telnet the port 161?
I think. Uh, if it is like TCP protocol, then we can tell that. If it is UDP, we can't.
Okay, so tell me what is the protocol it's using?
I think TCP.
Okay. Anything else want to add anything here? Anyone remember protocol it is using for SNMP or router device discovery? Basically, right? Port 161 UDP specifically mentioned whenever you are going for prereq enabled for router device discovery, where the UDP comes specifically mentioned that's UDP port 1. Now, if I come to the credential part, there are two type of credentials going to use in SNMP type of or network type of device discovery. Can anyone tell me what are those type of credentials? What is the use of it? Guys, this will not work if you are not remembering the basic things basically. Anyone, any idea what are the what are the credentials we required for network type device discovery? There are two type of credentials available.
SNMP community.
Yes, and SNMP community. What will in it SNMP community?
Private and
And how
public.
that credential consist? What is public?
Open to everyone.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead,
Available
please.
for
Vikrant, your voice is breaking for me.
it's available for all. I don't know exactly what I'm guessing like that.
No, I'm not able to get it. Farida, you are saying something.
I said public, it means open to everyone.
Yes, but what does that mean? Why we are using the public? What is it? Okay, no issues. I think let's go to the next things. No issues. So just to rephrase again the things, there are two type of credentials available in for basically SNMP type of device discovery or network type of device discovery, or any router, switch, load balancers, firewalls, which works on SNMP protocols. There are sometimes printers also works on SNMP protocol. For that, we have two type of credentials available in ServiceNow, which is SNMP v2, which going to use the SNMP community only. And when I'm specifically mentioning SNMP community, it means they have only password, not the username. Right. So if I open just for showcase you this one, SNMP v2, or we can say SNMP community credentials, that have only the password, means so some in that case customer is going to be provide you one community string or the password to use SNMP v2 credentials, right? So what Ritam mentioned about public is something which is out of the box configured on every network device. So sometimes what happen, like example, when you are purchasing or when ServiceNow going to be implement, or when you are asking for a PDI from ServiceNow, right? ServiceNow give you some demo data on every table, user, incident, whatever, right? So it's coming with the demo data and you are playing with that particular demo data, right? The same thing happening with the network devices. So when you are purchasing a network devices, the credentials public is out of the box set up on that device. So you can access it, and you can, if you want to change it, you can configure your credentials. But what happens with the lots of customers, they not remember about changing or not bothering about to create new credentials or using that things. They are sometimes they are only continuing with SNMP public community string, or they create their own credentials but not remember to remove the public community string, right? So they just provide you the public community string is there, you can use it, right? But that's not good. Definitely they have to be changed it, and they have to be provided another community string. Second is we have SNMP v3 credentials, which is little bit more secure, not little bit, but yeah, it's more secure basically. Why? Because we are able to get it couple of things from the customer, which is first username. That customer is going to be provide the authentication protocol from that drop down list, which can be MD5, SHA1, SHA224 and all. And then if you are selecting this one, authentication key will be also provided by the customer, then and privacy protocol, which can be anything from here, and then privacy key, right? So these 5 things will be provided by the customer if you are using SNMP v3. And just to tell you, there is nothing big difference, but the difference is on which that particular device which customer is using, which type it belongs to, it's SNMP v2 or v3, and only based on that customer is going to be provide you credentials to work further on or discover further on it, right? It's just like technology is revolving. So earlier we are using v1, then we use v2, now we are using v3, might be in future v4 or something will be there as well, right? So it depends, right? So that is only the device based things, and which can be provided by the customer. So always remember, these are the basic things, guys, which we have to be remember on our tapes or fingers basically, right? What type of credentials are, and these are the basic device, router or network type of devices, Windows, Linux, VMware. These are the basic device which is used by every organization everywhere, right? It will be good if we can remember the ports, it will be good if we can remember the credentials, and I'm pretty sure that type of questions most of the time asked by the interviewer as well, just to check your knowledge immediately, right? Because they cannot ask you to write a pattern, or they cannot ask you to modify a pattern, right? But definitely they will try to understand what do you know about the discovery and what is a prereq, because if your prereq concepts are not clear, that will not work, right? So now let's move to the discovery schedule. I have one IP. Let me use that one. I'm just doing the quick discovery first of all, and let's see how that will behave. So this is one of the router device which I'm trying to discover, and I don't have any credentials. What I'm trying to do here, I'm going to use the out of the box credentials which is configured here as a public string. And I'm hoping that will be discovered with that particular credentials that I know. Okay, so I'm using this public community string basically, and don't be confused the name, put it as a public, it's name, but under password or under community string we have just configured as a public as well, right? So I just downgraded the the order of that particular credentials from 200, right? So let's see if that will work. I just triggered discovery. It's saying classifying windows. Wow. Let's see. But it's not the Windows device if I'm not wrong. 198.51 to 145.200. I hope I copied the correct one. Yeah. Actually, now this is one of the issues we're also facing lots of time when we are running discovery. Let me showcase you this one. And XP is not related properly. Okay, if you if you see, it just classified as a Windows, trying to classify it as a Windows device, and here if you see, you will see that could not find any valid credentials to authenticate the target type device Windows, and also active could not classify, no WMA connections, the now finished, right? So both things they have checked and not able to classify as a Windows device. Why? And as I mentioned, this is a network device. Why it's going to be classified as a Windows? Let's check this one first of all. I'm going to the Sesam probe input queue. I can see I found port 135 is open, 5986 TCP is timed out, NBT port 137 prototype UTP use resolved. It's also, but I am not able to see the port 161 open. Might be, might not might be, but that is the reason only. It's not going to be classified as a SNMP device. It's classified as a Windows device because port 135 is only port 135 is open, which is belongs to WMI or Windows, and that's why it's try to use the credentials of the Windows in the next thing here. And when it's using the Windows credentials, whatever the Windows credentials we have configured, that credentials not work because end of the day that device is not a Windows machine. And if you see here, as I last time mentioned, whatever Windows type credentials we have configured, it trying to use the same one, right? So it's attempted type credentials, this Windows credentials, order is 100, then it's type to try Windows mid server service account credentials. So these are the two credentials which we have configured, right? and it's tried both credentials and both credentials are not worked. So it's not going to be classified as a Windows machine. Now let's do in a different way, because I'm assuming, like, might be there is some issue, but I'm pretty sure that is a network device and the port will be open, right? So I'm just trying to do discovery through discovery schedules for now. Let me open the discovery schedule. And I just capture this one from here. One 9851 145 211. Okay, I just added this ID already. 19851 145 241. Let me discover now. And I'm using here specifically SNMP behavior, right? So let's see if it is discovered using the SNMP behavior or not, or if this credentials will work or not. And anyone remember, if like SNMP device discovery is not working, there are two things, two tools which we can use to test the credentials or the connectivity. Anyone remember? What are those two?
Port query in the host machine.
Yes. What about other?
We can use the command prompt.
Yes. Anything else? Okay, no issues. Right, so that is the basic things, right? But whenever, like, we have segregated, if we want to troubleshoot something related to SNMP or WMI or Linux, we can troubleshoot from our side as well. If sometimes if customer don't have the time, right? So we have SNMP walk is available for network devices or manage engine MIB browsers, right? So MIB browsers will provide you the complete information about your device, like what is OID of that particular type of device, and in that particular OIDs, what data that's going to be stored. Anyone knows what is OID?
It is order ID. ID.
No. That's object identifier.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so object identifier is going to be used where that that particular system is going to be store each information about their configurations, right? So that will help me out to give understanding about, like, in which OID what data is going to be stored, like 1.1.1 that is storing the serial number, 1.1.2 might be that storing the host name, 1.1.3 that's storing that that installation directory of that router and all, right? So that's are the OID where that information is stored, right? So sometimes if we want to little bit more troubleshoot, or like if we want more information about that, we can use the MIB browser. Second thing is SNMP walk. Like if sometimes connectivity is not working, credentials are not working, some other issues are there. In that case also we can use the SNMP walk to test that particular things, to check the connectivity till there we are happening this particular one, right? Now let's get back to my error. If you see, let me close this one. Yeah, this is saying 198.51 145 211 is not reachable host. Anyone remember I mentioned especially about this particular, right? What is that mean? Not reachable host. Sorry, but I'm just trying to check your knowledge about that, because today we are going to be complete that ITOM or discovery things, basically most of the things.
Yeah, I think it is reachable. Like port is not listening.
Okay, it's port not listening, or the device is not listening, or device is not up.
Device is not up.
Yeah, device is not up.
Right, right. So if, as I mentioned to you guys, if I go active alive 00, it means the device is not up. Might be there is some issue on the device, and that's why we are getting this particular host is not reachable host. That's why I immediately logged into my mid server to check, is that the case, right? So what I'm trying to do here, I'm just opening command prompt, and let's do a ping to that particular IP to check the connectivity, is device is up or not. This is just to check the connections between the devices, right? So what I'm trying to do here, 198.51, 145, 190, 198.51, where is 145, 211, 145, 211. But device is up, we are getting that response from that machine, right? Now let's do the, I think let's open the port query as well. So somehow device is up, there is some more issue. And you know, this particular error which is we are getting, that I am not trusting on that particular error, device is not reachable host. I'm not sure because, but you know, if the port is not found or device is, when they tried to ping that machine from the Sesam prop commands, they found that's not working, right? So that's why that issue is there, right? But sometimes that can be some different issues as well, right? So that can be possibility. Connectivity is there, it means, right? We are checking through the pings, but they are checking through some other commands to check the connectivity, right? So let me open this one, port query, and just check. Let me check the connectivity of the port first of all. So the IP which we have is, somehow today it's running very slow, 198.51.145.211. What port I just want to check? 161, and it's UDP. And you remember UDP port, we cannot telnet through the command prompt directly. That's why I'm using the port query to check the connectivity. Yeah, the port is also listening. I can see it's filtered. Attempting to resolve this IP. This is the name. Querying UDP port SNMP service, listening or filtered. Community name for query is public. Sending SNMP query to UDP port. This. Somehow I can see that's working, right? So let's do once again. Let's try to discover the discovery once again through discovery schedule only. Let me see what happened this time. So basically what I'm doing here, guys, this is just a troubleshooting steps which we have to be follow for every type of devices if we are facing that type of issues, like we are not able to, we are getting not reachable host. Immediately we have to be logged into mid server, just check the connectivity, just check that particular machine to be ping. If it is not ping, right, its ping is not working, definitely it's a connectivity issue immediately, right? Means the device is not up, you are not able to ping, or might be the device is not connected to the network, that's why you're not able to ping and reach out to the network team, as well as that particular system owners team who are responsible for that particular machine. Means it can be Windows, it can be Linux, or any team, right? So just reach out to them immediately. It's again showing now. This is something strange. This should be work. The IP is 198.51.145.211. Right. Let me test the credentials as well. Credentials is also not working if I'm not wrong. No. Let me try with another mid server. No. Let me put PUBLIC. No. So now this is the situation, guys, where we are stuck. We see the connectivity is working, credentials is not working, but still, whenever we are trying to run the discovery on that particular IP, that's showing not reachable host, right? What should we do? Anyone have any idea what should you do in that particular case? I just run again discovery.
Check the credentials.
Credentials we have already checked. Credentials is not working, but the thing is, the discovery or means the IP is not reachable host in the first place. What should we do? Anyone, any idea? I'm also stuck. That's why I'm asking to you guys. What approach you will take? If I know, I definitely let you know.
Firewall issue can be, Ajay.
Yes, also that can be possibility that some connect. Sometimes what happens, we are able to ping from that machine from our mid server, but still there is some issues which we cannot track or which we cannot check, right? And that's why that is we have a direct connectivity with that, but somehow that firewalls are blocking to reach out our mid servers, because whenever we are doing the connectivity or when we are doing the discovery of any type of devices, right, that's going through the firewalls, right? So that can be possibility. So what I'm trying to do here is tracert. The tracert command is tracing the root of this particular IP from where it's going to be, right? So 198.51.145.211. Let's see, is this particular command is belong? Yeah, it's completed. So it's not going to be any other. It's directly going to be trace string root IP to this. It's going to be one hop only. Okay. Let me connect it once again and let's see. But I'm pretty sure there is some issue with this particular IP. That's why we are not able to. But if I'm not wrong, because you know what I did discover this particular IP last time. And that's why I have a reference of it. Okay, let me do once again, trace it. Okay, so it's internal IP and that's why it's going to be connected directly, right? So if I'm not wrong, based on that particular trace result, there is nothing, no firewall in between, because this is an internal IP of that type of device. Okay, let me one moment. Let me try to the one more time. 198.51.145.211. No, this is also not just stressed is a command only. It is enabled here. So in that time, what should I do? Basically, I will definitely reach out to immediately to network team to check the connectivity from their side, because I'm able to ping that particular IP. So it means for me that's working. But sometimes that can be possibility something is blocking on the network type or network device level, because that's not allowing to get that device discovered, right? So in that case, we immediately need to involve network team to mentioning especially that case or scenario where you can mention I'm able to ping that IP, but whenever I am able to running the discovery, I don't have any idea why it's failing, right? So that is the one thing. Second thing, as I mentioned, the credentials is also worked, right? Earlier I checked it, the credentials is worked, and that's working fine, but somehow that's not working. That's the second step. Once you are able to see the connectivity is done, then check with the credentials with the customer as well. I'm not sure why it's not working, because if I'm not wrong, it's here as well. If you see, let me just quickly showcase you this one.
So let's run discovery on this. And we'll take a look at the status record.
He's able to run the
discovery. And we can see that WMI, SNMP, SSH, and all the other protocols are being sent out. But how is this going to be classified? If we refresh it, it should be based on the order that we've set this up. You notice it picks it up as a WMI, or excuse me, as an SNMP device, not WMI. That's because of the classification priority that we set up the port probes. We can see that this device has been classified as an SNMP device. Right,
so means there is nothing. If I go back just a little back.
List of status records. We need to save this, because now we need to define the IP address. So we'll do a quick range.
And this is the same IP which we are
198.51.
Ajay, your voice is not audible. The video's voice is.
Was initially discovered just what happens when we use a different protocol.
Video's voice is not audible, right?
Your voice is not audible, Ajay.
Review our status record. And notice SNMP was the protocol that's being sent out. And as we refresh this record, we see.
Let's do one thing. Let's try to do in different way. Let me see. I hope you're able to hear me now, right?
Yes, Ajay. Yes.
Okay. Let me see and try to do in different way if we are able to do, because what I feel, there's no issue with that, right? So let me do, it's SNMP this. If I use SNMP only, this matching criteria is only, this is also looks good to me. Let me go to port 109. Port probe. SNMP. Classification looks good. Everything looks good to me. So I'm just trying to figure out something if I can do to discover that machine might be that I'm assuming might be that can be a cause. That's why it's not running or working. But let me see if that's only the cause. Right, so let me SNMP. Okay, let me open this particular table. Do we have order here? So SNMP port UDP looks good. This is also good. Let me go to back here. Let me order here. If there's no order. This is IP service table. Oh, order might be here. No, nothing is there. What I'm missing something. No classification. But before the classifications, the connectivity should work. Connectivity is something issue here. Let me try once more. No. I'm not sure because that should be run, but there is some connectivity issue from its server to that IP, or might be that is a reason only. It's not allowing to discover that one. Let me try one more time. If it is not working, I will try to figure out, because that should be work based on that ServiceNow documentations, right? But what is the first step, or what is the first thing we are facing? That's connectivity issue. Might be it's not up, or there is some issue, or might be we have to do something to be enable that particular machine at the side, but it should be work. ITOM strange basically why it's not working, why I'm not able to find out. That's why I just try to refer this one, because I am pretty sure that's using the same thing. It's trying to discover using that discovery schedules or that particular thing.
That it is being classified. We can take a look and see that the device. So here is our router discovery, but it was classified as a Windows machine. All right, and we can see if we look at the protocols, SNMP was sent out along with WMI, but why is it that this was classified as WMI before SNMP? And this has to do with our classifications of our probes. So if we look at the port probes that are being sent out, right now this list doesn't show it, but there's a classification priority that we can view. So I can go in and look for classification priority. We can add that to my list. We'll bring this up. Above, click OK. And so here's classification priority, and you can see.
Okay, with that as well. Because if that machine is not up or not working, we should not be also classify as a Windows as well, right? If you remember, we are able to classify that same machine as a Windows, right? Because Windows port is working, right? So it means that's connected to the network, the machine is up, but somehow we are not able to classify as a SNMP devices, right? So let me see, let me change that one again. We are able to see that's classifying. It means that whatever error we are getting here, it's all about like this one, it's not the correct, right? So it means the Windows means that IP is connected to the network. The only thing with we are facing or understanding might be there is some issue with SNMP classifications, as well as might be that particular port 161 which is required to be enabled, that is not open, right? So let's do one thing which is mentioned by him, discovery classification priority. Let me add here, let me see. What I'm trying to do here now, I'm just going to change the classification priority for that particular devices, right? So if you see, let me go back and just to showcase you this one. If you see here in this exam pro, whenever you are going to discover any device or any machine, this particular priority is going to be followed, right? So first WMI will be triggered, this and SNMP will be triggered, then SSH, and then so on, right? So that will be the priority when you are going to be discovered, and you can control that priority from this one, discovery port and probe, using the classification priority. Where WMI is 1, I'm just going to be changed to 3. This is, oh, okay. I'm going to change this one to 3. Okay, this 2, and I'm going to be put SNMPs on 1, number 1. Let's see. Okay, let me try discovery once again. So what I'm trying to do here now, I'm on the first place, I'm going to be trigger the port or SNMP discovery for that particular IP. Let's see how that's working. If it is working, then good. If it is not, then mean it's a pure play port issue, nothing else. Because the same thing we are doing from SNMP or using the discovery behavior as well, right? No, it's triggered as no. Why did we not did correctly? Let me go and check. SNMP number 1, SSH2 number 3, conditional true. This is also true, and it's also true. Let me open this. Let me go back to discovery schedule once again. Let me run the quick discovery using this. The out of the box window is made. Classifying is still Windows. Why? No, there is some issue. Sorry guys, I think that's not working due to the connectivity issue only. I'm just last time trying to do discovery using the discovery schedule or discovery behavior. Let's see if it is working. Otherwise, might be that particular time whenever they are showcasing there, that's working, but no, it's not working here as well. It's some issue is there. All right, so I already checked a couple of things which I required to be checked, but that's something is not working. And I already modified the classification priority for the devices as well, but still that's not worth, or that's not working. 5, 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me put this on 2 one more time. SSH on 3. SNMP is on 1. Okay, let me try it last time as well. because somehow I'm understanding that's stored in their logs. So that's why it's not pushing to that one. Might be I need to take a restart of mid or something needs to do. Basically. No, it's going for that only. Which mixer I'm using here? That is shit. Windows mid. Let me try with another mid server one more time, because I'm still curious why it's not discovering. Because it should be discovered if that's able to, right? The only condition is might be that they are using for that showcase to us and it's not discovering. Okay, I think there is some issue. Let me do one more thing till the time. Now it's restarted. Okay, so basically why I choose to showcase you the router discovery. So this is one of the issue, right? So connectivity thing we have to be checked with the customer again, and I'm pretty sure that something is running on that machine not good, or not, that machine is not the port enabled. That's why we are not able to discover it. Okay, second thing, why I just choose this one. There is one more common issues which we are facing in, when we are discovering network devices, right? So as I, mentioned SNMP OIDs, how the classification works here in ServiceNow for SNMP type of devices using the SNMP system OIDs, right? And you can also put SNMP MIB browser, right? So you see, this is the MIB files of that particular devices they have loaded here as well, right? Just to make sure like system learns about that basically, right? The same thing if you see new device is going to introduce by on SNMP or network teams or any OEM, right? So you can get that MIB and you can upload here as well just to create a record, simple record, right? So you just quickly open anything, like let me open this one just to showcase you. And this is the MIB file, but you cannot able to see it like that. You just need to be required a MIB browser, SNMP MIB browser, or that can be anything. And you just need to load that particular file and you are able to see the complete array of it, right? So that is one thing I just want to mention. Second thing, SNMP OIDs, right? So as I mentioned, all device discovery in SNMP side will work based on this particular OIDs. If sometimes what happens, you are not able to classify that device, still your connectivity is good, your credentials is matching, but still you are not able to discover, classify that device in the correct class or correct things, right? So just go here, check, just in discovery logs. I'm not able to showcase you that one, but in the classification phase or input queue, you are able to see that SNMP object identifier. SNMP object identifier means SNMP object ID basically, and that OID looks like this only, right? So what you have to do, you have to copy that particular OID and just why once you copy it, come to this particular table like that and search for that. Is that particular OID is existing here? If it is not, just try to search on the internet where which type of OID it belongs to, or which type of device it belongs to, what type of it is, right? It's a router, it's a switch, or who is that OEM of this particular one, what type of device it is, right? So I just simply copied this particular OID, just putting on the internet, trying to understand what type of device it is, right? So if I just open this one, and it's here, it's if you see, its manufacturer is NetScout Systems, model is packet prop 3220. Like, let me open this one here, Control F. I'm just searching. No, it's not there. Why it's showcasing? No, here it is. Right, so if you see here, you are able to see, I just put this one and I'm able to see the name of that model. That is packet prop 3220, right? Now I am able to get one thing, but what I need also, what I need the manufacturer as well to understand, right? So manufacturer is also mentioned here, NetScout, if you, right? So that OID, whatever it's mentioned here, it's have, things basically. Number one is ISO, number three is identified organization, number six is DoD, number one is internet, number four is private, again number one is enterprise, 141 is MIB doc, number one means NetScout, and 3220 means that model name. That's how that particular OID is basically consisted, right? The same way, if you are able to find that OID is not available, just come to internet, come to this particular OID repository site or any other site, just simply put the name or the OID and you are able to find out who is manufacturer, who is basically what is the model of it and what type of device it is, right? And you just, what you have to do, you have to become here, you have to just create a new record using this particular OID. Make sure whenever you are creating a record, dot will not there before that, or there is no space before that, right? First thing. Second thing, if you know like that is a router or switch, just try to put or push the existing out of the box classifiers for that, right? So router have out of the box classifier, they SAM have a network switch or load balancers or other network type of devices have a different type of classifiers available. You just need to trigger that one and put in the correct table using that. So this is just same like we have created a process classification, right? So if I just simply open this one, or open any other else or anything related to Cisco example, it's just like that only. So what we are doing, this is the OID which we have put, operator is LS, manufacturer model we have to be put, in which table and which classifier. Like if it is switch table, then switch classifier will be there. If it is router, so that router classifier will be there. So we just need to configure this one. If my network type of device is failing on this SNMP classification level discovery, right? So that's why I just specifically pick this particular thing, and that's a common issue which lots of time we are facing and we stuck because the discovery is not working and we are not able to proceed further, right? So make sure just check that OIDs, just create that OID if it is not, and populate it. And second thing, one more thing here as well, sometimes customer complaining like the device is not mapping to the correct table, means it's a router but it's going to be create in the switch table, and if it is a switch it's going to be create in router table. Just come and check this particular table, how the OID is configured, and it in which target table it's going to be configured, right? Just to check and verify that particular one and correct it, right? If it is correct, automatically the device changes will be happen and you are able to do that same thing, right? Now, sorry, again, apologies for that one. That somehow that's Discovery is not able to showcase you. I'm not able to showcase you that one. But yeah, any questions in it? I'm still not able to figure out why it's not working. So I'm running the Discovery again. Till the time, any question, guys, from your side?
Yeah, Ajay. So what is the
Yes.
relationship between OID and OEM?
OEM is manufacturer, basically. I'm not sure the name of the full form of it, but
Okay.
OEM is just a manufacturer. Like OEM can be anything, like who are manufacturing that particular device, right?
Yep.
So like, you are purchasing a database, you are purchasing from Oracle or Microsoft, that the OEM basically. If you're purchasing a network device or routers, you are purchasing from Cisco, Netscout, or there are lots of vendors in the market, Arista, right? So
Yep.
that's our OEM who are manufacturing that one. If you're purchasing your bike example, so you're purchasing from Hero, TVS, Honda, so that's is OEM basically. I'm not figuring out the full name of this one, but AM is in OEM, AM is representing his manufacturer, right? And OID is identifiers, object identifiers in simple words, nothing else.
So in Discovery, if OID is not present, then we will get error like OID is not available, something.
We are able to get, we are getting the error classification one, right? Active could not classify.
Okay.
And that is going to be stuck here on this particular phase. That's why I'm not able to showcase you, right? So if it is working, I will showcase you. That is the only reason. I am just, still figuring out if it is work somehow.
Okay.
Right. So you will get SNMP classifications fail on the second phase classifications. And like, if it is going to be fail, what your first step? You are going to check the credentials, right? Because it's failing on the classification. But it's failing on the classification, your credential is working, right? So it means that there is no credential issue, there is some issue with the classification, right? So we have to check inside as well. So that is the only, and you are able to see like WMI runner, WMI classify is there. You are able to see SNMP classify OIDs. You are able to see that 60 OIDs, 10 OIDs, 20 OIDs, like number is mentioned here, 20 OIDs like that. So that you are able to identify the we are able to capture the OIDs, but still that's not working.
So every network device will be having one OID.
Sorry, come again.
Every network device will be having one OID.
Yes. So there are, now simply what we have to understand that this particular OID is the, I can say, what I'm using some, there is some word specifically mentioning to that is SNMP object. Yeah, basically SNMP object identifiers, but this is something is the parent OID. Parent means under that there are lots of OIDs belongs to that device where the data is going to be captured for each and everything component. Each and everything component means whenever you are going to be discover this particular device, what you are going to be captured? You are going to be captured the IP address, the serial number, the host name, right? And couple of other related network attributes, right? Next hop, last hop, whatever, right? So that's going to be captured in under that specific OIDs of that device, right? So this is the top one. This is about the manufacturer and all, but under that you are able to see 10.33 up, this is for model, but you can see 10.13, 10.3.1, 10.3.2, 10.3.2, 3, 10.3.4. So under that, the more information is going to be captured basically, right? If I just quickly showcase you that one, it's OID. I don't have MIB browser in my system, but if anyone able to install manage engine SNMP browsers, just install it and get that MIB load to that one, it will give you the more information. You know, I'm not able to get that particular example here right away. No. No. Here it is also no. Okay, let me showcase you this one as well, right? So this is just it's just like a tree, right? If I simply showcase you like that, right? So tree, whatever the OID it is, let me copy this one. So this is the main OID, which is going to be capture information about the manufacturer and model, right? But the same way under this particular OID, it's going to be start like 1.1.1, then so on, right? Like this. So under 1.1 might be it's capturing the name. 1.2 it's capturing the IP address. 1.3 it's capturing that host name. In fourth installation, so like so in this way that's going to be captured. And what we are doing when we are running the discovery of the network devices, from those OIDs we are picking up that information and populating in our devices, basically simple. So that's how basically SNMP device discovery will work, to get that more information about the SNMP devices. Okay, I am able to help you.
Yeah, so Ajay, if possible, if you can give any screenshot from anywhere, if possible, like just for how OIDs are getting stored in like CMDB.
How OIDs? No. ServiceNow is not storing OID. ServiceNow is storing this particular information, right?
Yeah.
Only ServiceNow is going to be captured based on the OID data and populating to the network device table. Simple. That's nothing. It's not doing anything. It's just like, you know, in simple words, if I go network gear table example, I just want to showcase you. I'm on the network gear table. Let me open the IP router, IP switch or IP router. Right. So it's just like transforming, right? Whenever you are discovering Windows, you are running some commands to get that RAM, CPU, memory, right? And that is going to be fetch out from that sensors and populating in ServiceNow CMDB. Getting it?
Yeah.
The same way here in the network devices, we are fetching the information from SNMP OIDs of the device and populating in target machines, like, you know, device type, locations, whatever it is, right? So we are fetching from there itself. It's not it's just like, you know, transfer mapping in the backend, which we don't have access or allowment. Only we are able to see this SNMP OID table. If required, we can create a new record to classify that particular device. Here it is, simple, right? And you are asking how that OIDs looks like. Basically, if I, you know, not sure. Yeah, this one is the example. Let me showcase you. Or this one I can open it. Or yeah. So this is just like a tree, as I mentioned to you, right? So say it's Aruba. It's Aruba documents. So I mentioned to you, right? So that's consistent with this particular. This is a basic thing, right? Under that ISO org DOD internet directory and all, and under that enterprise, under that Aruba, this is 14823 is Aruba's one, right? All thing is mentioned. If I go down little, yeah, see, this is the architecture of MIB.
Okay.
So management private enterprise, Cisco Aruba product. In that particular, like, you know, control key, controller name, controller organization, controller version, IP address, this. So this is the specific OIDs of it. Every have a specific OID, right? This is the tree basically. When you are able to download the SNMP MIB browser and you have OID, you are able to see that. Example, Aruba, this, Under Aruba modules, there's it's 23.2. Aruba AP is 20.2.3. Enterprise module 23.2.3.3 is like the same way. Radio entry wheel and table wheel and entry client table. So every information is going to be stored in this particular OIDs in SNMP devices, basically. The same way here, it's also mentioned somewhere. Yeah, see, this is also mentioned. This is for different one, I think. CIS hardware version. They are just trying to search for hardware version for some devices. So see here, if you CIS, this is OID of it. This is the common MIB. What is syntax displaying? Read only current description hardware version of the unit. It's going to be captured the hardware version of this particular one.
Okay.
Right. It's very simple. Don't want to go little deep or don't go in more deep side, but just to understand how the OIDs works basically. This is my main concerns to understand to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions from anyone else? Sorry guys, somehow it's not working, but I will try to make it figure out. If it is working, I will showcase you tomorrow.
Fine.
Here. I'm good, Ajay.
Fine, yeah. Thank you guys. I think if we are good, then we can close the sessions today and we'll connect tomorrow at the same time. Till the time, have a good day. Bye-bye. Take care. We'll meet you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ajay.